Welcome to Rever's Railroads Online Rail Repair. I think I might even call this Rail Rebuild. Yes, I think we're about to do a bunch of things. I have a big plan. So, if you watched the last episode of Making the 200 Barrels, which I believe was the eighth part of that, eighth episode, whatever I'm calling it, we had a derailing. We made it back out fine, but this is an awful tight turn. My belief is that we're having issues with the splines and they changed them. I don't know. I don't know why that looks like that. I can't believe I would have left it look like that. And there's enough of these spots that I really think it's just time for a rebuild. Blame it on me. Blame it on the developers changing things. It doesn't matter. It's all part of progress, right? But we have a lot of stuff going on. When I first built this, we are able to loop around and it was great with switches for the sawmill versus switches for the logs and all that. And I want to separate all of this stuff out. I think we should do it one step at a time. And the first thing I would like to do, let me try to give you a picture of what I'm thinking of. So we're going to have three separate functions in now that are in one. The one function is to have the sawmill lumber be able to go in and out and beams. The next function is to have logs be able to come in and out. And then the third function is this is actually over here is the path for the cordwood to get out to the smelter. So we need to have those three lines working when we're done. If you could picture, so let me just start off with what I think will be phase 2, just because we'll hopefully try to get phase 1 done in this episode. I'm not even sure if we will, but what I'd like to do is come in here, somewhere split off, probably like up in this area, right, where we'll split off and come back together. We're going to redo this entirely and make a big loop, right, so that we'll have another track coming back this way. So you'll pull in, doesn't matter which way you go, in or out. That'll bring the flipper switch a lot closer, right, because I'll have to flip right here. I won't be flipping like way on the other side like I am now. So we'll come down here, and then if you look over into here, there's a hill right here, but there is a big open area. Like once I get down into that open area, and it's not too steep. The steepness of this hill doesn't bother me too much, right? We can skirt it because we're just going to be on our way back out. It doesn't matter too much as long as it's not ridiculous. So, in other words, picture this loop coming around. It's no longer going to be here. We can even start demolishing stuff, right? Let me do some rails. Right, so instead of that turning that way, this would turn and go looping around there and come back over and then go back out, and it would rejoin like it does now over here. So that would be kind of the second thing I want to work on. The order isn't going to matter too much, but I guess the logs are kind of the first thing we want to get. The logs, on the other hand, they're going to keep looping around like this, but they're not going to tie into that sawmill loop. I'm just going to make a loop, hopefully we'll have enough room. I think we do. We're already going around this way. So without any of the switches, with no switches, we're just going to come right on around and come right back. If you look, I'm going to even delete that one and that one. We're going to come straight across here, and I did a leveling thing. You can see it's off by about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Let me run all the way up here and show you this. I should have probably cut some of these trees down. I forgot before the episode started. As a matter of fact, since we're here, without taking too much time, because I'm liking this the more I think about it, all right? I'm just going to cut some random ones just to save some time later on. And I don't really know that this is where this is going to go, but what we're doing, if you look at our map, is we're going around the other side of the hill. I'll show you better what I mean in a second here. You'll be able to see it, hopefully. That one too. So here's our track that we have currently going up to the logging camp. let me cut some more trees. 2 more. All right, so what we're doing, if you look, we're at about this level. I mean, this is the level. And when you look, we're going up over that hill. Well, this is completely flat here. So we can, instead of going that way, now we can straighten this out even more, right? I just kind of got it over here. So I don't even know if cutting those trees down was that smart, but it would be nice to be able to replant them. But let me head over this way, show you something else. So there's the track off to our right. And I wouldn't want to interfere with this as we come up here, but wouldn't have to. I could see it way in the distance there. This is also, I pulled the height over. I since deleted it, but this is also at that same height, right? And this goes over to that track, right over there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's get closer. All right, this goes over to that track, and it's about the right height, right? And we're going to turn around. So look where we're at. We're over almost at the logging camp by the time we get over to here. And then watch this. This is the best. Now what I have to do is, I'm thinking that this right here would be the loop for the cordwood. So imagine facing this way is up by the sawmill. We're going to have a track coming down this way. That the track that's there now just doesn't even need to exist. And it's going to go up to get the logs and then come back. So it's going to be a loop with very little or no signaling. Then this one's going to come up and go the same way. And I think this one won't be a loop. It'd just be a trail, like a single track coming back over. And we will tie it in. It's sort of further than it looks on the map anyway. Feels like further too when you're like like life is funny when you feel like you're anxious to get someplace. Like I feel sometimes when I'm recording, I want to be exciting and action packed. I've kind of calmed down about that a little bit. Makes my videos not as good as some other people's, I'm sure, but I don't know. I'd rather just relax, make it a relaxing experience. Everything doesn't have to be hubbub all the time in life. So imagine the single track. It's, let the suspense build up, There we go. I can see it. See ahead a little bit. Right. So what I did here was see this height here skims it. We might go a little bit further that way, but sort of depends on how this works out. But look where we pop out is right at the entrance to our rail siding. All right, so if we could just maybe bust this up, it's going to be this is kind of a tight turn as it is, but we could redo this enough, right, to get into there. Like that's not super duper tight. I mean, we might have to come in at a different angle, get into redoing some of this, but I don't think that that's going to be the end of the world. Like we might have to redo this one switch, and then we would be able to come in and out of here with our cordwood, which is great because when you think about where we're at, we can tie right in here. We can head right on up to the smelter. Or if we want to deliver firewood, we've cut off a few steps. We've made over by the sawmill far less complicated. Does that make sense? Let's run over this way so maybe you guys can get the whole picture. See where we're at now is just off to the east of where we were. And I guess it never really dawned on me before that we really could avoid like those hills in this way, right? It didn't dawn on me that we could come straight out. Now, the biggest area of conflict, and the only real, that means, well, I'm sorry, there's really no area of conflict at that point, right? Like none of the things that I just described even cross each other. Because if you look, this guy's just going to be looping around this side. That guy's going to be looping around that side. Now, if that doesn't work out, we could possibly come in this way with the lumber, but I really don't think we need to. I think we just need to start deleting some stuff. Like this track will no longer be here. Right? None of our good old markings. I don't know why I even have that marking there. I'm going to get rid of some of this. Right, all of this complicatedness just goes away. We just have to build this track better here. You know, I want to make that a little bit more of a gradual slope. My sloping abilities have gotten a lot better. We can leave this here. We can leave all of that there. So let's start working on the logs first, just because I feel like it's in the middle of everything. Well, I don't even know if we need to get rid of that, other than it's might be a little bit tighter, and we're gonna, yeah, let's just redo it. So then the other thing, let's just say this too. I get rid of this. This is for the sawmill. I'll cut it back to here. Depending on how this comes out, I'd like to bunch this up against this wall here, and then possibly head out a little bit straighter this way, right? So that we're just heading straight over into that, and we'll replace this one. We'll move this one over so that this, let's come over here. I know I'm getting into a lot of planning and not a lot of doing, but this will get replaced and moved over here. Not this part. This will be gone, right? Because we don't need to, oh no, we will need to flip. So that'll be there. This will be moved over this way so that this turn can be more gradual. That turns almost straight into here anyway. So maybe we just bring that like straight on in, and then bring this, you know, like just will be more gradual. So we'll bring it back to a nice point here. This will just become like a triangular intersection where we can go north and south when we have sawmill stuff. But this whole line, like this, will just get deleted. I got a lot of stuff to delete. I want to try to describe this pretty well. All right, we don't need any of this anymore, because we're going to come around here. So if we bunch this up, that will allow us to make a nice gentle slope with our log train, and our log train will come back in this way. I'm also experimenting, or I'm investigating myself as I talk. Haven't got all this worked out. It's more of a general concept in my head, right? So we don't need any of this anymore, because we won't be, this would have been like, in a sense, for the cordwood to be able to get out, but we're not going to do the cordwood that way. Right, so there we go. Look how much simpler that is. Just go in. We'll have a Y like way further down there, which is easier to flip. Then we head back out whichever way we're doing. And then when it comes to these logs, I'd like to just do a double track for a portion of it and see if we can get away with not even having a switch. So none of this. Again, this was part of the looping around for the logging. But we'll just do this completely different. All right, so I think the thing to do, there is actually a little bit of a height discrepancy right here. I think we're going to come up over a hump. Let's do this. Let's demolish all for a second. So that there's no point in having all of this, right? That'll be gone. And I think I'm just going to get rid of at least a lot of this groundwork here. I'll do some of it off camera, like just to get it. But I want to have a nice, as gentle a slope as I can from here up to here. Right, straight on out. All right, that looks pretty straight. So if we go, let's do a constant grade, because I don't know that we're going to need to. I don't know if we're going to need to ramp into this one or not. All right, I guess, is that the high spot? Not really. Yeah, let's just do like that, that I can. No, you know what? That's. I don't like that. I can't even see what I did. Where did I put that thing? Oh, there it is. Get rid of that. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, see, that's where we could get to be a level spot, right? So that'll be our new level. Yeah, so let's get rid of a couple of these trees since they're right smack in that. And I don't know that we're gonna go this direction. Other than, does it look? Yeah, it looks like a pretty good direction. But I do have to work out the other side of this. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. We can do a constant grade, say here. All right, so we're going to be going up that much. I don't know why it's... Let's see. Where's Q? Even a 0.25 is not much, is it? I don't even know where the 0.25 ends. Go back. Yeah. Let's go back. Oh, there it is. Can't see it. Okay, so it does end. Yeah, somewhere right up there. Let's get rid of some more of this stuff. So let's just put this track down so we remember what we're dealing with. I'm going to try to keep it a little bit further to this way. All right, good enough for now. And then I've never really laid parallel tracks. Problem we're going to have here... Well, let's see. Can we go... We might be getting rid of that stuff. All right, let's do some more groundwork. Well, let's do a constant grade. Constant grade's a little better for working things out. We came off of here. Why does that look so low? I guess we're down. Feels to me like it would be higher right there, but I guess it's just not. I want it to be higher. Yeah, like that's higher right there. That's fine. Well, yeah, see, I think trying to... I could curve from like this point. All right, if I go up that hill a little bit, do something like that. Can I? All right, with that, I think I could cut that curve off pretty well. All right, I want to get rid of more of this. I just want to get more of that road, but it annoys me to have too much. Yeah, this was all. Yeah, let's just see if we can tie back into about there. I'm not sure if that's a good place or not, but it certainly seems like it could be a nice turn. Yeah, I think I could cut right on across there and come right in, right? So let's... Remember, this is going to be a double track, so I'll lay this one. Where is it? Do a 1% grade, right? We'll just do that to wherever it right here. All right. And then we'll do. Again, I don't even know if that's where we're. Oh, I did constant grade. All right, so we have to do one instrument down, right click. All right, so that gives us an idea. So that would have a slight slope up just to get up over that hill, right, where we'll kind of cut that hill off as best we can. All right. And then I think we could just spin around. We might delete some of this stuff. I don't know. See how it all works out. But I certainly don't see any reason why we can't do that. So let's get back over here. And start laying some track. Now I kind of messed up. Well, let's do this too. I don't know what we did here in the past, but let's just at least that far make this a nice gradual thing. Constant grade so that we can, yeah, so just when you come off of here, go straight a little bit. Let's go up 1 degree. See where that takes us by the time we get to there. That's about perfect, right there. So now we want to do, the reason I stopped that was because I want to do a, all right, so that should be a nice, reasonably steady grade until we get up into here. There's not going to be any switch or anything there, so it's, should be nice. Hopefully I left enough straightness right here to get out of here without too sharp a turn. All right, let's lay some tracks. Let me get my fingers warmed up. Do finger calisthenics here. Finger stretches. Because this does get, that's in a nice spot right there. Now keep in mind too, this is not by far our biggest trade. Right, let's, that too far wide. I feel like that was a nice thing we did otherwise. I'll go back and take a look when we get done. We'll end it on that note with that tree. All right, let's just run back and take a quick look, see if it's... I swung it a little bit wider than I was thinking back in that back, but that's really, I think I held a pretty consistent thing. That's not good right there. Huh? Let's go to rails. I don't... They went and made that nice and fancy selection, and really the big thing is just, I think the big thing everybody had a problem with was deleting deleting what was underneath the groundwork, the road bed, and not the rails. I might have done a little bit goofy things around, like I wasn't clicking quite the way I would have wanted to. Yeah, like right here it gets a little bit tighter because I ran out of road work. So I will redo that, because the other thing I wanted to look at was where we were relative to this, and I couldn't really see it. But that's okay. We can do. Yeah, look how sharp that gets right there because I was running out of groundwork. Yeah, let's swing that even wider. I think we'll be in good shape. And then this is a bit of a straight section. I think we can come off. Yeah, like right there. Let's see. Let's demolish more groundwork. But that's a lot of groundwork. It's funny how you build all those up, isn't it? Yeah, that just took way too tight a turn right there. The problem is, yeah, the problem I have now is I have to work it from this side because that other side is actually on an angle. All right, let's go back one more so that I can. Not even close. But I need to bring this. Let me bring this over. All right. Because this guy needs to be sloped up to that point. That's doesn't look good, but I think it's actually more reasonable than it looks. All right, so now groundwork, constant grade. We're going to go straight for a section. We're going to go up 1 degree. It's kind of in between now, isn't it? Yeah, right about there. Can't see for all the for all my efforts at deleting. Yeah, that's really starting to swing it wide, but that's okay, right? We're just gonna try to meet back up with this. Yeah, the biggest bummer is losing all my markings. All my markings were just getting done. Like I just marked those all out for. Yeah, so we got a little tiny gap, of course. Let's. So let's see if we can pick this guy up from right there, which I think we'll be able to. A little bit of a straight section is going to be nice right there. Nice gradual coming into the turn. Stops those splines from being too feisty. Follow this right on around. Trying to stay in the middle and stay consistent because that turn wasn't quite perfect there. Yeah, definitely looks better. Right? No switching. No nothing. Kind of missing. There we go, right? So now let's come to here. Delete that if I ever remember to. So we are in and out of our lumber, I think, in a lot more gradual way. So the next thing to do is to come up here and try to find a nice straight way of doing this that's not going to interfere with our other. So let's take a look. Yeah, I think, oop, geez. Escape does not get you out of the menus. Right, let's assume that at least this top part isn't going to change too much. All right, so what I'm thinking of is, what if we just went straight from right here? All right, I'm going to, oh, hit the wrong button. All right, what if we went straight? Let's rinse and repeat. Okay, we'll do a constant grade thing. All right, does that? Yeah, to me that feels like I want to miss that. I'm hoping to hit the original track. All right, so let's just, I'm going to hold my mouse as straight as I can. Any trees that cause a problem, I'm going to dodge to the left and right as opposed to turning. Nah, so yeah, we can go a lot further. Oh no, that is the, now I messed it up. Let's see if I can get it back. All right, we'll run down the track a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, now we're running into, see, I turned because I know we're going to run into, well, there's no, is there any particular reason? I mean, that track can turn with us. Right? I really didn't put that in a particular place, I don't think. I'm just trying to make it a lot more direct than doesn't need to turn. Yeah. we do need to think about this other end. So right there, we're just going right into this hill, which is fair enough. All right, so let's take a thought as to what we'll do here. And I would say, yeah, that really, overall, it wasn't as straight as I want, but I don't think that that's a bad spot. So what I'm picturing that we do here is we can improve this track. I mean, there's certainly areas like that I could just make it a lot smoother. But the thought is that we would get rid of this. Oops, let's demolish the stuff we want to demolish, the rails for now. Only need to pick it once. All right, so this guy would come. We're going to make another loop. Oh, we got a train on there. That's not too good. We're going to make another loop that goes around this way and then comes back, and then we'll have our flipper switch like right over here somewhere, maybe. But then this guy will come down. Yeah, he could probably even follow for now, just right there without the switch, right? I mean, that would be no issue. I mean, why reinvent what we already have? I mean, we are going to need this guy to have his own firewood, and there it is, right? He needs his own firewood, and he also needs a way in and out. We can't forget about that, which would probably be better off down at the bottom of the hill. I'm thinking it doesn't matter which way he goes around here. Obviously, if you're British, you might vote one way. If you're American, you'd vote the other way. Or actually, if you're most other countries in the world, you would vote, the right way to drive on the right-hand side. But we won't get into all that, right? There we go. So now this guy could come down out of here. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of this whole hill. Let's go over to a demolish all kind of mode. All right. So we just need to run these guys up at least into where they were. Yeah, let's get rid of the track first, I guess. So it's not. Yeah, that's the worst, is when it's in midair. Oh, did you see that? There was I think there might be a remnant up there. I don't know. Say I saw another yellow dot. Yeah, see that yellow dot up there? Can I repeat it? Funny. Now we're making this steeper. Is that a good thing? All right, so we're coming down to there. It's all fine. Yeah, we're definitely, well, we don't have, we can run it back down from this end, right? We don't have to. Yeah, let's get rid of all of whatever this is. I think that's markers for where I. Oh, yeah, we're going to get rid of that too. Need to go back to where it's straight anyway. Straight there. All right, so that'll be a nice sloping down, I'm assuming. Yeah, it would be nice if that wasn't sloping past here so much, to be honest with you, but I'm going to get rid of that one too. That's just a filler piece. Okay, so let's start right here. We're going to do a constant grade. I'm going to keep this guy. Like that. So that's as low as it can go without. I should have noticed the. We'll do another constant grade for now. What was that? Three down? I don't know. 4. right, I'm going to get rid of that much of it. And we'll do a variable grade thing down from here. So that we're, because we were on 4. Let's go for a little bit at 3. All right, maybe 2. And then 1. Of course, it left a gap because it always does. Yeah, I don't know if anything else is underneath of there besides that. Right, is that a little bit steep, a little bit sharp right there, I guess? All right, we could work it out better. All right, let me go run a second line. This should, I need to, this line's up at the top. It doesn't matter that much. We can always redo it, but let me go find another line through here. I'm going to just go and connect back up in a straight way through these trees. I think you guys have seen that enough, and to save a little bit of time, I was hoping to get a little further, and if I do that, we might be able to get done in this episode, but we'll see. It's a lot of work. All right. I ran up and made this one. So from where I stopped the recording, came all the way up here, cleared off enough trees, and then when I came back to doing this, right, I stopped right about in this area, but then started working that curve even more gradual. You'll see it in a minute. But then I also have this kind of a mess right here, right? So I think I deleted part of my sloped thing, but I wanted, this is all kind of crooked, right? It's not exactly straight there, but this needs to come out. You know, if this one's going to be up like that, then this one needs to, let's get rid of all that. This one needs to come around a little bit more smoothly. All right, and I might even need to get rid of this a little bit. Let's see, hopefully it gets rid of the right amount. No. Got rid of the whole thing, but that's okay. All right, because we got to make, let's get rid of this. All right, that's just all going to be extra in the future. Oh, okay, that's far enough. All right, so what I want to do maybe is even get rid of one there, and then we'll bring this all right, kind of parallel to that other track as best I can see. All right, and then we'll get rid of how's that look? That looks pretty good down there. I don't think it'll cause any problems if there is any. Right, then that could come out a little bit straighter. Meet back up with its partner. Should we just run this down? Or maybe I'll do that off camera. Let's see. Like I said, I'd like to get this episode, at least get this done. It's kind of a, you know what? Can we? Nah, let's just redo that. It's okay. I think it was nicely done. I think we can, yes, we could start right there. All right, but I think I want to restart with my, well, I don't think we have much of a grade, so let's just make that, what do we do, 175 or 0.25? Probably do, let's just see what this looks like. I'm assuming I'm still, well, let's do, are we still fairly parallel? Yes. Now we're actually below, but that's okay, right? There we go. That. Takes a long time to level out at that rate, doesn't it? Let's see what one. Yeah, there we go. That's better. More reasonable. All right, so it disappears right in that area. We'll go a little bit further. All right, and then what I need to do is, let's do, from say like right here, we'll do a bit of constant grade. We'll meet that guy right back into here. We'll delete this bit. Never built a dual track. I don't think there's anything particularly special about it. I guess, you know, you have to try to make it look nice. Keep them as parallel as you can. Would be nice if you could lay down some sort of a double track, I guess. All right, so now we're diverging from the height, right? So where does that? Yeah, pretty much right there. So let's go see what. Yeah, I'll cut those trees back, and I'll probably lay the track in between the episodes. It's just straight. It shouldn't be that big a thing. So now, the problem I have here is that right at this moment, this one is heading. Does it really matter? No, because we get to this spot here. Like, in other words, this was sort of heading to this other one. So maybe we do demolish that and that, right? And maybe even that. And then I'll demolish that because this just needs to meet up with this one. And we'll come from. Not demolish. You know what? Actually. Yeah, you know what? We are going to demolish all of that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much level right there. Right. Yeah, so we're going to get rid of all of this and do a little bit smoother thing over to that spot. Just it's a little bit hard to see what smoother is. I think part of the problem here. But let's just see if we can, because now we don't have to. Part of the fight that we had in the past, I'm going to try a constant grade, or that I would have had in the past, is that I was really sort of forcing that switch right in here too, right? So that had to. Yeah, see that's. All right, that looks fine, but I think up here it's going to be a pretty steep transition from like level to to 3 degrees down. All right, so let's. Let's see if we can't, even if it means changing the height a little bit. I think I'd rather have that. Not constant grade, variable grade. All right, and then we'll do gradient of 1. And then we'll demolish and then we'll come from here and we'll go back down. So even though it's sort of like up and down, it's okay. I'll kind of pin these guys in there. I don't know if it's okay or not, but it'll be that way, right? Well, then the other thing is, do we just want to regrade? Yeah, let's talk about regrading. I don't think we're going to get done if we go regrading all of that. But it's not like that track back there. That needs to be changed with that switch anyway. And I really don't necessarily have a problem regrading that. Yeah, so this one, I think I'm going to start a little bit further over this way. All right, what was that, like 3 down? Let's see, we got constant grade on, so we'll be. I need to. Three and a half. It's funny how no matter what you do, it doesn't seem right. So we'll do a variable grade, and I'll start like here and go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that looks like heck. Yeah, no, I like the other one a lot better. All right, we don't want to delete any further. I could delete some of that, get it out of the way. Yeah, it's just I'm not at the same here. You know what? These trees aren't helping either, are they? Let's get rid of some more trees. Let's see where we went wrong up here, and I thought I could maybe when I was halfway down that hill, I realized I wasn't. Oh yeah, look at that. Part of the problem is we sloped down sooner. Yeah, let's. All right. Yeah, that's the problem. We started out. We never really matched up from here. Yeah, so let me do a variable grade. All right, and we're coming down pretty good. I probably could. Here's what I should do. At a point like this. All right. I'm going to draw that further across there, which I should have done, but now I can delete it. I could have deleted it either way. All right, so now right, so that's going to bring that up at that point to be the same height as over there. So now if I hold that same slope, even though we are doing it right near my water fountain here, right, that is constant grade, so I can change it once I get down there. That's getting awful sharp. Yeah, that's like too sharp. Yeah, let's start over again. Oop, I got rid of this whole thing. Gosh darn it. Yeah, let's just do a variable grade. I think we can fudge it, right? We'll start a little bit different. Just do a better job of matching up. Yeah, so this time we didn't make it down far enough. I'm fighting this too much, aren't I? All right, this can come. Yeah, we don't need that. We will put it back, but we really don't need that there. We can start here with a constant grade, meet up just like we want to, with a nice slope, and turn. Yeah, we're into that hill a little bit. Yeah, really that hill. Yeah, I think I need to do this. I mean, I think I switched this around and all right, as much as I like this and the way it looked, do a constant grade in case we need to make a turn. All right, but I'm going to swing this one a fair amount further this way. This is a tough one. Now I'm liking it. I need to get up here and do this kind of semi-backwards thing, but I don't think those slopes are perfectly the same, but they don't need to be. As long as they look okay, you know. Yeah, see, it's starting to change there. So let's go like to there. We'll just do a bit of a variable grade, but I think we'll just match those two up nicely. That'll be a bit of a bit of a transition. No, that wasn't as promising as I hoped it would be. No, not constant grade. Let's do variable grade. All right, so these take a little bit of a different height path. I'm not sure which one's better. But we're kind of running out of time here if we're going to stay under the magical hour. Oh, that tree went flying. Let's just take a look at what we hath wrought. All right, so we'll demolish this and that for now. I think it will be easier to match up from here. There we go, right? So we can pull in this way. How does that look from... Yeah, we'll hold this new height around here. But yeah, I'm kind of out of time. At least if I'm going to stick to my normal thing. So we're going to get rid of a lot of this. Matter of fact, I might just get rid of the rails for the moment, just so I don't kind of use that other as a guide to what might work. All right, because we don't need any of this, because this whole line will go and turn around the other way and head back out. All right, so like from, and because this is even sort of too tight of a turn. Certainly if you ever wanted to ramp up what you were doing. Yeah, I think I might just redo a lot of that. Was a little bit wobbly. All right, we'll leave that there because we know that was the right height. So I could redo this whole thing, match it up to that height that's over there. But I think that's going to have to wait until the next episode. But other than that, we got kind of close. This stuff is just time consuming. And, but I think that this is a little bit tight right there too. And this doesn't need to be perfect, but it's good to get it nice. All right there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think that's enough. I'm going to go off to do other things for the day, and I will be back again tomorrow. But I'm liking it, right? We have our first loop system that will get us in and out of delivering the logs without any switching. That'll be nice. Other than maybe the enter or exit. And then even then, I think we just need one switch somewhere along the way. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. And bye-bye.